Today on Living by Design, we're celebrating Women's History Month by highlighting and saluting just a few of the extraordinary women that have been guests on the radio or television edition of Living by Design. Living by Design with host Kathy Holloway Hill. Kathy is a strong, powerful voice. She entertains, informs, and inspires her audiences everywhere she goes.
And welcome to another empowering episode of the Living by Design show. I'm Kathy Holloway Hill, your host, and I am very excited about today's show because we are celebrating Women's History Month. And for me, that is all women because we are the mother of mankind. So I am going to celebrate everyone. In addition to that, I have had the pleasure of interviewing many powerful, wonderful, engaging, inspirational, motivational women who have lifted our lives, transformed our lives, and have really made a difference on this show. So I want to share some of those pieces with you during this show, and I hope you enjoy it. So we're going to jump right in and start the show.
But I know where the story begins. It's up to us to choose whether we win or lose. And I choose to win. I'm tired of all this drama. No more drama. I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't need
If you're trying to get your foot into the industry, you're going to have to bite down on a couple of things that you may not like. It's just to push through and get to where you want to be in life. But so I took the opportunity for the 4, and once again, it was also a struggle. But then I'm thinking this is just another amazing platform for me to share my gift with the world and to add more people on to connect to, and for them to hear my story and for them to see who I am.
One time in particular, I had went to my mother's house, and it was time for me to leave and go back to my apartment. Mm-hmm. And I was walking up the street to catch the bus, mm-hmm. and I had some things in some grocery plastic bags. And I said, here I am walking the street, literally like a bag lady. I started out with alcohol, mm-hmm. then I started smoking weed, and then I tried pills like purple microdots, hallucinative drugs, mm-hmm. and then I tried PCP, I tried heroin, and then when I tried freebase and cocaine, that's when I was hooked. I said, God, either you save me or let me die. I said, because I don't want to hurt anybody. And I know I'm sick.
And it was just really hard for me going to school. I didn't understand why just them knowing my HIV status now made me any different from when they didn't know my HIV status. That was my moment where I was like, I need to do something. I need to make sure no other kid is being treated this way. No other kid has to feel like they have to hide their HIV status, because it's no different than having asthma. It's no different than being diabetic.
And I tried them with my hair. You weren't there the night he found me. You did not feel what I felt when he wrapped his love all around me. And you don't know the cost of the oil in my alabaster box.
At one point in my life, I was 230 pounds.
Oh, are you serious?
230 pounds. And so I felt that I needed to do something about that. Though over the years, I've been on many, many diets. I've been on every diet under the sun. Back in 2008, 2007, I had been praying. And I think at that time I was 215, and I said, Lord, I don't want to die this way. Now, I don't know why death was more important than life. And so God answered my prayers when a friend, Diane Markinvan, came to me and said, you gotta try this diet program, HCG diet. And I was like, I'm not doing that, because it was rather low calorically. And I read the book, and I was just amazed by what I read.
I'm a big component of strength training. And we love the cardio and all the other components that women get into, but I really feel like a woman that strength trains is going to have a better fit body, because you have to have that combination of the strength training stuff. So as far as what I change, I will never change, never, ever, ever change having my women do a lot of strength training.
Right.
The more muscle mass you have, the less fat you have on your body. So we're always going to include that, and I want women to know they should never be afraid of lifting, that they're going to get bulky.
Yes.
You have to have lots of components to get bulky, but right now focus on lifting, doing your cardio, and eating well to accommodate. So I'll never change that, Kathy.
I think first off, I've been very blessed to have an amazing family and an amazing supporting cast around me. I was born with a hearing problem, speech problem, had to still wear hearing aids, glasses, contacts now, obviously. And just the whole 9 yards, being different. And I know for me, just growing up, it was really tough, because the only thing that I really wanted to do was just fit in and be normal and be like everybody else. And every day, having to get made fun of, whether the way I talked, the way I looked with my hearing aid, my braces at one point, glasses, so going to speech class. I mean, I had a lot of things that, you know how it is when you're a kid, you just get made fun of for being different, and I really struggled early on, and that's how sport became so important to me.
You have the power, ladies. You may not feel it or think it, but you have the power. You have the power within you, even when you feel as if you don't know what you're doing, when you feel like, oh, I'm just not worthy, or I'm just weak, or I have setbacks. Hey, they're just setting you up for great things.
Exactly. I always say,
life can't be perfect. It never will be.
Don't you go anywhere. We will be right back with more of the Living by Design show.
Hi, I'm Maria, and Miss Kathy has been my teacher this week. She was an awesome teacher. She was always nice to us and never raised her voice or yelled at us. Whenever we didn't understand something, she explained it, and explained perfectly about bullying and everything else.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie, and Miss Kathy was the best teacher. She inspired us to have better self-esteem in everything we do.
Hi, my name is Kira, and so far this week it's been actually really fun. My teacher was nice, I've made new friends, and it was a great experience.
Hi, my name is Chelsea, and I've had a great time with Miss Kathy. I think it's one of the funnest things I've done in Girl Scouts.
Hi, my name is Talia, and I've had a great experience here on this journey with Miss Kathy. She's the best teacher ever, and this is the best thing I've done this summer.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and I had a great time in Mrs. Kathy's class. I learned a lot from her, and I think she's a great role model.
Thank you, Miss Kathy!
Welcome back. We are celebrating Women's History Month, if you're just now joining us, and we have so much more to go. Women are very special. God made women for a reason. And guys, if you're listening and you're watching, I know you would agree with that statement. So let's continue the celebration.
You don't want the blessings of God, the mercy of God, the grace of God, the peace of God. Anybody love God like I love him? Can we switch it a little bit? Hey! Let me hear you real loud say, you love God. Check it.
I don't understand people having a problem with saying, I love God, or I love God, however you say it. I don't think God is ever upset when someone talks about how they feel about him. Amen. Now, one thing I do know for sure is that we come from different walks of life. We have different experiences, and some people are well-spoken and buttoned up. Some people are not. And everybody's entitled to express their love for God. I actually had heard a song on the radio that didn't set well with my spirit. And I said, well, I want to join the conversation, so I wanted to create a song that had young people saying that they love God, even if they were just saying, I love God. You know, they were singing other stuff, and they do sing other stuff.
Right.
So I figured, as a songwriter, why not add my opinion and my belief and my faith to the mix? So they play it on mainstream radio, and people are enjoying it, and I think it's okay. If you don't like it, it's okay. You can listen to somebody else. I won't be offended. I won't break my neck trying to make you understand, because you don't have to.
Exactly.
But it's for who it's for, and I think it will bless who it's supposed to bless.
I started, Kathy, out of hurt and pain, going through a divorce, very painful, very emotional. Didn't know how to find myself, back to me, finding disappointments in every aspect of my life. I felt like there was no hope. So I was on a journey to find my own hope and find my own way back to me. Once I did that, I prayed to God and I asked God, I said, if you help me to find my way back, I will make sure that I empower women and young girls to find their way back to themselves, to never think that they are hopeless, to not ever think that there is not a way out.
You have to receive it and believe it, but you'll never know it for yourself until you go deep inside of yourself and break yourself open. Sometimes you have to be broken in order for that purpose to ooze out. I had to break the peanut butter cup in order for the peanut butter to emerge. And not only once I was broken, when I broke it and the peanut butter came out, then I had to taste it. So a lot of times in my brokenness, I couldn't taste nothing good. I said, oh, my husband done left me. Oh, I got 2 kids. I got twin boys. Oh, I'm working. I got bills. I got this. I was broken, but I never tasted what it really would taste like if I just went in and called my purpose forth, even in the midst of my brokenness.
And so as a leader, I like to empower women to understand that psychology so that they begin to train their brain to notice the differences, to be able to distinguish between the aggressive one, the jealous one, the territorial one, the procrastinator, the one who starts but never finishes, the one who wants to be patted on the back, the one that you have to handhold, the one that needs micromanagement, the one who needs macro management. You know, so when you begin to understand that, once you have people around you, you need to understand that everybody's different. Take the time to figure out who's who in the zoo.
I have the esteemed pleasure to be here today with Miss Candace Brisson, who is the program manager for the Professional Women's Group here through Dress for Success. Candace, welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
I am really excited to have this opportunity to sit down and just speak to you about this amazing organization. I hear so many good things about what you're doing in the community and how you're helping so many people. So I want to start out by talking about the program that you are managing called the Professional Women's Group. Could you just tell us a little bit about that program?
Sure. The Professional Women's Group is for our clients at Dress for Success Indianapolis who have found employment. Our focus is job retention and career development for the women who are members. So once they're employed, they're eligible to join. We have monthly meetings, we have one-on-one services for them, and they're here just to kind of be supportive of each other and to learn the skills that they need to be successful at their job. And when I say the skills, it's not hard skills like computer skills, that type of thing. It's a lot of the things like unwritten rules of the workplace and putting together all those life puzzle pieces that go into being successful at your job as well. Personal financial literacy, health and wellness, work-life balance, an ongoing challenge, I think, for most everyone. Yes. And then leadership skills as well, all things that go into being successful.
Hello, Dr. Iyanla Vanzant.
How are you, my love? It's my honor, as always, to be with you. The people who say they're stuck or the people who can't move ahead, because we all have listening and vision filters. You've got to train the mind. And so many of us have had a mind that's been trained by struggle and suffering and disappointment and sorrow. So since our mind has been trained with those experiences, we hold those experiences and we look for more of that. I would do this. I'm scared I'm going to get hurt. I would do that, but the last time I did it, it didn't work. I would go here, but, what if such and such happens? So the thing you're looking for is the thing you're looking with. So what we have to do is constantly clean our filters. Yes, boo-boo cheated on you, betrayed you, had 6 kids with Shaquisha, and then left you and ruined your credit. But that don't have nothing to do with the other hundreds of billions of men who are out here who will love you and honor you.
But someone will say, oh my goodness, your son is just so bright. And the mother will go, yeah, but get out of here. That boy, ooh, he's something else. He's a handful. And it's like a knee-jerk reaction. And if you're not dealing with another Black person, they look at you and they're going, why are you being so negative about your child? You have a mother and someone white, a slave owner, comes through and says, oh my God, look at your son. He's just so bright. She's not going to say he's bright. She's going to say, oh no, he's not bright. He's, he can't even work. He doesn't listen, because I don't want you to see those qualities that would place a value on him that would make you want to sell him. So right. I will denigrate him and say, no, he doesn't have those qualities. And that's smart. That's an appropriate thing to do. It is right. When you're living in such a hostile environment. It's right. something that you do when you're trying to survive environments that are toxic. And so I then talk to Black folks and say, when someone says that in 2020, say thank you. Say thank you. They are wonderful.
Victoria, are you there? Hi. I had such amazing people in my life, not only foster parents, but my ballet teachers cared about me. Right. My school teachers cared about me. The nuns were in my life. Right. When I was growing up in a very urban area of Boston, Rock Spring, Massachusetts. And so it was really a quilting of, extraordinary people. And I needed to write the book because I wanted to bring attention to the millions of people who do the trench work day in and day out for years on end, the social workers, the neighbors of people trying to raise someone else's child, whether they're the foster parent or the sister or the best friend that's taken in a child. I wanted to shed light on the people that were doing the hard work but going unnoticed and unheralded.
So you have to look at it from, if we turn the camera around and we look at it from their perspective, right? Which is something I haven't done that often. They were complicit in my self-destruction.
Yes.
They actually architected, in a lot of ways, my own self-destruction, because in that way, it can justify the level 14. It can justify the meting out outrageous drugs, which basically it's a chemical straitjacket. It's what they're doing to the children at the border.
If you haven't been inspired yet, I'm not sure what's going on, but we will be right back with more. Stay tuned. Welcome back. As you can see, women have touched my life and this show in a very special, unique way with their special, unique talents. It's been said that we have to share our talents with the world. Whatever we're called to do, we have to share that. And that's what happens here on the Living by Design show. Whatever your area of expertise is, we need you. The world needs you. Let's continue our celebration. Miss Kimberly Lawson-Roby, how are you doing today?
I am fine, Kathy. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us to talk to the viewers because they absolutely love you. I had an opportunity to interview you on my TV show as well as my radio show, so I'm very excited about that because they heard you and now they're having an opportunity to see you. So I'm so happy that you agreed to join us today.
Thank you again.
Yes, absolutely. Now, Kimberly, you have written so many books. How many do you actually have to your credit?
I actually have the 20th book coming out in May, so just a couple of months, and the 21st coming out November 4th.
Wow, that's a lot. That is absolutely a lot. You have done some amazing work, but I have to talk about Reverend Curtis Black. He is famous.
Yes, he is. I say to everyone, I'm maybe Kimberly Lawson-Roby, the author, but he's much more famous, than I am.
We live in a very competitive world, And we all want our brains to be better, faster, and smarter. And that's exactly what happens right here at Learning RX. And we're here today with Miss Lynn McCauley, who is the owner and executive director. How are you doing today, Lynn?
Excellent, Kathleen. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, I'm very, very happy you agreed to talk to us today. Now, Learning RX, already, I just love the title. Because that means that this is the right prescription for learning. Now, we talked a little bit before we started filming, and we was talking about how powerful the brain is. It's the most robust muscle that we have in our body. So just talk a little bit about Learning RX and the brain and what you guys do here to help individuals with their learning objectives.
Sure. Well, Learning RX is a cognitive training facility. We really work on how the brain learns and approaches learning. People will often confuse us with tutoring because learning is in our name. And when you talk about SMART, there's really kind of two parts to SMART. There's the knowledge part of SMART, the facts and information that we get at school or on the job. And that's what your teachers and tutoring centers do. And I kind of liken that to entering data or software onto your computer. Right. At Learning RX, we don't do the knowledge part of SMART, we do the intelligence part of SMART. Really how your brain works as a computer to assimilate information, process it, combine it, store it, retrieve it in the process of learning. So it's like tweaking your computer, make it faster, make it faster, more smarter, more efficient, upgrade your memory card, things like that.
Miss Soledad O'Brien, I am so happy that you have agreed to join us. Buenas tardes, Senora O'Brien.
Muchas gracias. How are you?
I am amazingly wonderful, and I thank you so much. And I applaud you for your foundation. Your O'Brien and Raymond Foundation that you
Thank you
work
so
with
much.
your husband.
Yeah, my husband and I started it right after Katrina. We send girls to and through college. We started with, just a few girls. Now we're up to 25, and it's been fantastic.
Wow.
It's been a great opportunity. We also do events during the summer for a number of girls, 125 other girls, so 150 in total in New York City. So it's been really a wonderful project, and it just feels like it's very meaningful. We are taking folks for our powerful retreat that we're holding this year. So we're looking for folks who are interested in helping us with workshops.
People, just to talk about it, say, well, I've had stroke warnings, and that's called a TIA, or a transient ischemic attack, where over 5 to maybe 30 minutes, you can get some of the symptoms I just said. Can't speak, words are slurred, paralysis or numbness in an arm or a leg, but it lasts 5 to 30 minutes and it totally goes away and clears up. If the headache is really severe because of a bleed in the brain, you can actually pass out. So headache can be a warning sign, but it almost always accompanies the weakness in one half of the body or the other, which is the hemiparesis. I can't talk or get words out, aphasia, or if I do talk, my words are slurred, dysarthria, or my face is suddenly weak or numb. Or, my God, I can't see out of one eye, or vision in both eyes in certain halves are cloudy. So, excellent question. Those are the warning signs.
Now, Barbara, I'm going to ask you, for those people that maybe have been, living in a cave for the past several years, could you just give them a little bit about your background?
Well, financially successful, no doubt. I'm definitely rich and don't have a money worry in the world. To feel successful inside and feel like you've accomplished what you want is a whole different thing. That's about security and not needing to prove. And I'm afraid as much as I've proved, I still have that urge to prove again. So I can't say I feel totally successful, but my bankers say I'm really successful. So there's one thing on the board,
I am here with the legend, the designer, none other than the beautiful Miss Alpha Blackburn. Welcome to Living by Design, and welcome to this beautiful event that is yours.
Oh, thank you very much. We're so excited that you're here and that all the participants are excited to be here.
Yes.
That's key to a fun evening.
Very key. And I tell you, I have had an opportunity to talk to some of the award recipients and the honoree, Dr. David Hampton.
Excellent.
Oh my goodness, it is just amazing. And you are amazing.
Thank you so much. We have tonight our very first Blackburn Scholar, back from New York. We also will have our very first Walter Blackburn Distinguished Protege here tonight. So I'm thrilled. I'm just thrilled.
Oh, I am too. You are just doing such amazing things in the community.
I am going to introduce a young lady that has just really touched my life in an amazing way. And her name is Margina Christian, and she is a senior writer and editor for Ebony Magazine. And Margina, are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you, Kathy?
I am fantastic. How about you?
I am doing well. You know, your story is so amazing. You were just a powerful person who showed that, you know, I'm going to step out on faith. You know, I have a job. It's very secure, but I have to do what's in my heart. And that spoke volumes because it just showed that when you do what you really have a calling for, everything is going to work out in divine order. And your story is just a powerful testament to this. The stars are the people who are perceived as ordinary but are essentially extraordinary.
Dr. Wendy Walsh, thank you so much for agreeing to talk to our listeners about this very important topic. And I'm just going to jump right in and ask you, there has been, or there has probably always been, a history about how women compete, envy, gossip, and pass judgment on each other. Why do you think this occurs? What is going on?
Well, as you know, my interest is in an area called evolutionary psychology, where we look at what have evolved, what kind of behaviors have evolved because of certain kinds of environments in our anthropological past. And female-to-female competition for mates is crucial to our survival of the fittest.
Right.
And one of the best ways that females compete with each other is to devalue another female in the eyes of a potential mate.
The women in my family have had breast cancer. My mom, who lived to be 103, healthy as a horse. My grandmother lived to 96. My mother's sister lived to be 96. Wow. So all the women lived long lives, healthy. You know, and I don't know to what you attribute that. However, now my husband had not breast cancer, but had cancer. Mm-hmm. But my son had breast cancer when he was 17.
Is that right?
I missed. I guess just missed my daughter entirely. But yeah. So, wow. But and I discovered my own lump.
And I'd like to know, Michelle, from your perspective as the wife of a presidential candidate, what do you see as your biggest challenge and obstacle to overcome and or deal with?
You know, I think that fear and the fear of change is sort of the big thing that keeps us from moving forward as a nation. I think that part of what we have to realize in this country is that there is more that unites us. I mean, we've had the opportunity to travel around this country, to go into communities of all races, of all ethnicities, and people are open and they're kind, and we share the same values in this country, and folks are all striving for the same thing. It's just that our politics doesn't reflect the reality that we're closer to one another than not, because some people can politically profit off of the division. But I think that the challenge for us as a nation is that we have to put aside those old wounds. We have to set aside those old assumptions and know that in our hearts that this country can change. But we have to do it step by step, and we have to be ready to change as individuals first. But I see that happening over the course of this year, and it does give me hope.
Dr. Maya Angelou, how are you doing today?
Hi, Miss Kathy. I'm doing very well.
Thank you.
And you today?
I am absolutely blessed, and I am really blessed to have you just talk to our listeners, given some pearls of wisdom about a very, very important topic. There seems to be a problem in our society. I would call it an illness in our society among our females. Women compete. Unfortunately, they envy, they gossip, and they pass judgment on each other. And I really would like to hear from you to try to understand why does that happen.
It is a part of the nature of the human being to be so insecure that we tend to be envious and hateful and selfish with each other. There is that about us. I think it is wise to look after your own self first.
Right.
And then people around you next. You're teaching. You're teaching when you hold yourself accountable. You're teaching young women and young men and old how to be. The most important gifts are gifts you give yourself.
Thank you for joining us for this very special show celebrating all the incredible women that have touched our lives. We appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you same time next week with another empowering show. Good night, everyone.